everyone, my name is Ben at TV Parts Today, and in today's video we are going to be teaching you how to remove the back as well as the boards from this Sony unit. It is model number XBR-49X900E. Let's say that you have a faulty power supply that you need to swap out. We're going to be showing you exactly how to do that. Let's say that you have vertical lines on your screen. We need to swap out that TCON board. We are going to go step by step, clip by clip, plug by plug, the entire process all the way through. And let's jump right into it. We have the back of the television laid out here. There are a number of different screws and a number of different sizes of screws. So what I would recommend is getting a piece of paper, sketching out a quick diagram of the back of the television, and when we take a screw out, we can just place it onto the diagram right where it goes so that we know where everything goes when we're putting it back together. There is one other little secret compartment here. There is a little tab here that we can use to get our finger in there and pop that up, and there's a screw hiding underneath there. So let's go all the way around the outside. Let's get all of the screws out of here, and then we'll start on the boards. All right, so after we get all of the screws, we're gonna start lifting up on this back plate. Looks like I got one that's kind of stuck in here. I think what I'm gonna do is switch over to a fine tip screwdriver. Just kind of get that loosened up a little bit. There it goes. A little bit of finagling work. So as we'll notice, if we try to lift up on this, we are going to shatter the top here where it is set into the chassis. There are a number of clips that have some corresponding tabs on the back plate that are actually affixing this to the chassis. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift up above all of the various components, and then we're just going to slide it forward up towards the top of the television, and that does remove the back plate, giving us access to the boards in the back of the unit. So the first board that we're going to be removing is the main board, and the first step for the main board is going to be to get this black flashing piece off. Just be able to give it a little bit of a twist and a wiggle, comes right out. The next step that we're going to do is go around the outside edge here. We're going to remove all of these clips. So first guy here is a micro USB, just comes right out of the slot. This guy has two little buttons, two clips on the right and left side that we're going to depress with our finger or fingernail, and we're going to slide it away from the board. This one has a black plastic or a white plastic tab here on the top. We're going to depress that with our finger or fingernail. It just comes right out. Same thing with this guy, except for it's a big lever. Push that down, walks right away. This is a ribbon cable connection. We're just going to pop it up with our fingernail. We're going to pull the whole thing out of there. It should come out really easy. These LVDS cables can be a little bit tricky. These two guys right here, there is a small rectangle button on the right and left side of this little connection. We're going to push that down and slide the whole thing out. Push it down, slide the whole thing out. We will want to push those buttons down when we're putting them back in. Let's go ahead and get the screws, and this board will be finished. After the screws are removed, there should just be a little bit of adhesive. We just want to go around the board, loosen that up, and that is the main board in this unit. Next up is the LED driver board. The LED driver board is located underneath this gray plate here, as well as these cables that run over the top of it. We're going to have to do something with those first. So let's go ahead and get these LVDS cables out. There are two black buttons, rectangle buttons on the right and left side of this clip that we want to just go ahead and depress with our fingers. We can pop those right out. After we do that, we're going to lift up on this piece of tape, this piece of tape here at the bottom, and we're just going to fold the whole thing towards the TCON board. The next step here is going to be to release all of the clips. So let's go ahead and start with this ribbon cable connection. We're going to pop it up with our fingernail, and we're just going to walk it right away from the board. Same thing with these two guys. We're going to pop up with our fingernail, and we're just going to walk those right out of those connections. This guy is a button with a tab at the top that we're going to depress with our finger, and it just comes right out. Now that all the clips are out, we just have the 4 screws here, and that should let the board away from the chassis. Lift up on the gray plate. You can just set it off to the side here, and the LED driver comes right out. All right, last on the list is the TCON board, and this guy is a doozy. So not only do we have the normal clips and connections for the TCON board, but we also have a whole mess of wires that's running over the top of the plate. We have a Wi-Fi board. I'm fairly certain this is the Bluetooth board, as well as the IR sensor that have to come out. And we have two bonus plates on the right and left side that are actually covering up two screws that we need to be able to remove the gray plate from the chassis. So we are going to have to do a lot of work here to get this guy out. So what we are going to do to get started with is we are just going to start at the very top and we're going to work our way down. So let's go ahead and get the connections and things away from the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi boards. This guy right here is a little gold tab, which is going to come and pop right out of its connection. Do be gentle with these guys. They can be quite delicate. So this connection here is just a white flap on the top of this clip that we're going to depress with our finger and slide the whole thing away from the Wi-Fi board. Next up is this little connection here. There's just a white flap on the top, a white tab that we're going to depress with our finger, and it comes right out. So let's go ahead and get the IR sensor off, and then I'll show you the next connection inside of there. So after we have the two screws, we're going to lift up on this, and I'll spin it around so you can see what I'm doing here. There is a small plug inside that has a white flap that we're going to depress with our finger. And it just comes right away. We can set that off to the side. So next up, I think what we're going to do is get these connections that are actually connected to the TCON board itself away. So this one has a flap on the back that we're going to depress with our finger or fingernail, and it comes right away. The two LVDS connections here are going to have buttons on the right and left side that we're going to want to depress, and then walk the whole thing away from the TCON. Depress, walk it away from the TCON. So after those are done, I think we're going to do a little bit of getting this tape off here. That will allow us to get these cables out of the way. Just giving ourselves a little bit more room to work here. So after that, I think the next step that I'm going to want to do here is to get these two black plates away. There are a number of screws here and on the actual plate itself that we're going to have to get out so that the thing can come away from the chassis. And after the small silver screws are out, the whole thing just lifts up and away. Set that off to the side for now, and we'll switch to the other side. We can lift up on this plate, set it off to the side with its brother. And then we have a number of screws here that we're going to have to get out, namely these ones along the bottom, including the ones on the Wi-Fi board, and these two silver screws right here. There are 4 more tiny little black screws here. We're going to need to use our number 1 screwdriver to get those away, but let's focus on these guys first. After those are out, we're going to switch over to our number 1 screwdriver, and we're going to work on the little guys. After those are out, we should be able to lift up on this plate. There's a little bit of adhesive under here. Let's pop that up. Be careful about these clips as we move this off and away. Now we have 3 more screws and 2 ribbon cable connections. We're just going to pop up the 2 little ribbon cable connections with our fingernail, and we're going to remove these screws, and that should be it. And that's going to do it for this television and this TCON board. That is going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions about this or any other TV repair, please give us a call at 930-212-1975 or send us an email to info@tvpartstoday.com. That's info@tvpartstoday.com. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions about identification, about troubleshooting, diagnosis, or even matching up part numbers in your TV. We've got you covered. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.